Um, Beautiful. So now, one of the things we noticed when we roll out our form for people to fill is that a lot of you were asking us, what is Noved Scholars Network about? So in some few minutes, I'll just give you a bit of information about what Noved Scholars is about. And then I'll have Mr. Mogaji come on to tell us about what you should be expecting tonight. So let's get in. So the Noved Scholars Network is a community, and not just a community, it's a network of students who are serious about their academics. Because we are in this kind of generation where everybody now says, school na scam. Yes, we all know that school na scam. So everybody now believes school is not worth it. But still, there are a lot of people that are making it out from academics alone. Let's just put it in that way. There are a lot of people who are making it as lawyers, as doctors, as engineers, and even generally everything we become in life. Everything still boils down to what we were able to gather from school, right from secondary to university. So now, Noved Scholar Network is a community that is focused on training people and helping people to get the best from their education career. So with Noved Scholars Network, what we are focused on is providing a comprehensive, vibrant, and inclusive community that is dedicated to empowering students and young professionals to achieve academic excellence and career success. That's what we are focused about. Our community is built on the pillars of knowledge sharing. That is every day, just like where we are now, we are here to share knowledge and collaborative growth. And we have a community where everybody is able to grow together. So one thing we are focusing on is helping students to achieve academic solid excellence and also career success. Because one thing everybody is chasing in life generally is that we want to succeed at in our career and in our academics. So one thing the Noved Scholars Network is focused on is helping students is empowering students and helping them throughout their academic journey and also propel them for the life after school. And we have many means to which we are doing this. And one of the things we provide for students is peer-to-peer support. And we also facilitate monthly Noved Scholars program, just like this. We do something like this every month. So we provide a platform for students to learn, to share their ideas, and we also provide a platform for students to grow in every area they want to grow in. Also, we offer mentorship and guidance. We have, just like what we are having now, we are having an expert in the LinkedIn field to come and teach us how you can prospect yourself as a student for career success through LinkedIn optimization. So that, to cut the long story short, these are the things the Noved Scholars community is focused on. And we are going to be sharing more. And for those who have been saying they want to join us, by the end of the meeting tonight, we are going to give you step-by-step guide to how you can also become a member of the community. So right now, I'm going to be inviting Damilola Mogaji, who is the founder of Noved Africa, to come and tell us more about the speaker and what we should be expecting in this episode of the monthly programs by Noved Scholars Network.
Right. Thank you so much, Blessing, for that. Good evening, everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me. Thank you so much for joining this session, and big thank you to our speaker. She's already on the call, I can see already, and she's going to be joining us in no time. So, just very quickly, I was supposed to like give you a pep talk so you can position your mind properly for what is going to be taught. But the speaker needs to like come on board as soon as possible because she has to like leave in under 25 minutes. So Precious is a very good, let's say, community member of mine. And I mean, she's been amazing. I've seen her grow over the years, and I mean, I saw her start. We started together from Ife, and I mean, she's doing amazingly well. She's now a CEO. She's, I mean, she has a lot of achievement on her career badge, right? So if you talk of anybody that is in the best position to teach you about how to optimize LinkedIn and use it for your own career success, Precious is that person. I mean, brilliant storytelling. And I encourage every one of you to send her a connect after this session so you can follow her and see how she goes about our journey. I mean, she literally built in the public. I mean, you can literally like follow her through LinkedIn. You see what she does, and she's consistent with it. And that's one of the reasons why I had to like just reach out to her so she can help us to understand this LinkedIn thing, right? So with no further ado, I'd love to invite our speaker for today, Precious. Thank you so much for joining us, Precious Adeyemi. She's a CEO. She's a CEO. One of the brightest mind you can come across in the LinkedIn career space. You're welcome, Precious. You have the floor.
Thank you, Dami. That was a lot of a lot of praises, but yeah, I will take it. Yeah. So, hi everyone. How is everyone doing? Before I continue, I would like to say that thank you for having me, and I really, really do enjoy interactive sessions. I don't like to be the only one talking because if you leave me, I will talk and talk and talk. I have stories for this, but for this particular conversation, I don't want to be the only one talking because, I mean, it's one thing to share, it's another thing for others to be able to receive and for you to know that they are understanding what you're talking about. So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, and I hope that you would respond very promptly. So my name is Precious again, and Dami has said a bunch of things about me, which are very, very true. Um, and I think the first thing I want to talk about on this call is that when people say that they've seen you do things and they call you amazing, I know maybe the ideal Nigerian response would be, oh, it's not even that deep. I've not even done that much. But if people are saying you have done that much, don't be the one to say that, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And so I think maybe that's the first thing that I want you to take out of this call. When people blow your horns and they give you flowers, please take them. They are yours to take. Don't leave them on the table. So now let's get started. Where do I start from? I think the first question I want to ask, I want to get a sense of where what department or what career field everyone is. So maybe you can put in the comment section, what are you currently pursuing? What career path are you currently pursuing? And I'd really like for us to do that very quickly because of time, so that we can cover all of the things that I want to talk about. So what career path are you currently pursuing? Don't worry, it's okay if you are not yet, maybe if you're just learning. For if you're learning to code, it's okay to call yourself a software engineer. It's okay to call yourself a product manager, even if you are still learning. And it's also okay if you have not figured all of this out. So I really appreciate okay too, right? So yeah, accounting student. Okay, Deborah says she's an accounting student currently working as a virtual assistant. Also, marketing, community and programs. Oh, damn it. Yeah, cool. Anyone else? Guys, please respond as quickly as possible. Let's go. Brand designer or some. I'll take one more response. I just want to get a sense of, what everyone is doing, so I know how to structure. Yeah. Okay, cool. Nursing and copywriter. Amazing. Okay. So, thank you everyone for your responses. So, I think I want to base everything that I'm going to talk about today around personal branding. And so I'm going to allow that to cut across LinkedIn, optimization, and positioning yourself for opportunities. But the major thing that I would emphasize today is personal branding. So we're not going to do all the whole what is personal branding, blah, 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 blah. So I will just give you a quick rundown of where I started as a person. And when I say where I started, obviously we know that our stories do not really start from where we think it started from. For example, I'm going to tell you my story from 2020, but it started way before that. But we're not going to go into all of that today. So in 2020, COVID hits and we all, at some point, okay, I just saw a comment that I really, really, really like. I'm a student and figuring life out, and I am going to I'm going to say a lot about that. I think that is absolutely amazing. Precious John, thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. So yeah, let me continue my story time. So 2020 COVID hit and people were stuck at home. I think some people were at home, but I was in school. At the time, I was still an undergraduate. It feels good to be able to say I was an undergraduate. It feels good to know I'm no longer an undergraduate. No shades, your time will come, but now it's my own time. I'm a graduate. So I was in my hostel. I didn't go home throughout the whole year, right? And I remember that at the time, I was still pursuing a career in finance and accounting and things like that. So I wrote ICANN, so I was writing my ICANN exams and things. I was preparing for that. I was going to do that sometime mid-year, but I couldn't do it because of the COVID, so they had postponed it to November. So we couldn't meet up. So earlier in the year, I think from March up until like August, I was just in my hostel. I was alone in my hostel actually, in maintenance. I stayed in maintenance. So I think of the entire building, I think I was the only one there, right? But that period was life-changing for me because it was in that period that I realized that aside school and maybe trying to do ICANN exams and things, I wasn't really positioning myself for anything. And there's a kind of realization that comes to you when you know that you are broke. Like when I say broke, right? You you can afford to eat, right? You can eat morning and afternoon food and night food. Or even if it's not complete 111, at least you can eat 101 or 001 or 011, whatever your format was. You were surviving. I was surviving, right? But I understood that I was broke in that moment, but I did not have any plan for how I will not be continuously broke. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, so I was living all right and okay, but that was all I had. And this was at that time, I think I was just starting my third year, like my part 3. So that was when we went on COVID break. So you could as well say maybe I was in year 3 or year 2. I don't even know what I'll call it. But it wasn't at the time when you would expect that I should ideally be thinking of money per se. But I don't think it was even the thought about the money itself. It was realizing that if anything actually happens right now, I don't have any life skill that will save me, or I don't have anything prepared for my future. It just dawned on me, like in that moment. And somebody's probably wondering, but you're writing your ICANN exams and so backstory is I actually really wasn't excited about writing ICANN. So right now I'm not a chartered accountant because I stopped at AAT exams, right? So took the first certification, and I decided that nah, this is not what I want to do with my life. And I was doing well with my icon, but it just after that realization in 2020, so I started researching like what do I actually want to do. I know that I like to speak to people, like speaking to people comes easy for me. It's something that like if you put me in a room of people who have given up on their lives, like I speak there, I bet it with you that at least 40 to 50% of that population, or even 60% of that population would actually want to, start doing something with their lives. So that's something that I naturally have. I believe that's one of my own gifts. Some people can dance, some people can do a bunch of other things, but that's my own natural gift, right? So, but I mean, where would I go and tell people that, oh, I can speak, I am to come and be speaking at your organization? Nobody does that, right? And I think the second thing, I have said that the first thing is when you're doing good work and people give you your flowers, always accept it. Don't be forced to go the Nigerian way and say, oh, I'm not even the one, it's not that deep. Don't do that to yourself, please. Especially if you're a woman, don't do that to yourself. And the second thing I want to talk about today is finding, like, realizing what your strength is, right? So there's something about, there's something called competitive advantage, right? If you're an economics student, or if you did economics, you probably know it. Or if you're doing product management or business, this, that, you probably know. There's something called competitive advantage. So it's kind of like the advantage that you have over others that makes you excel beyond, you know, what they would naturally be able to achieve. And that is your strength. You see, you go for interviews and they will ask you, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? And everybody just tries to give a chat GPT answer and say, oh, I am very passionate about the all those things. Please, like, I think that we have to all come to a point where we sit down and try to understand what is that thing that I can actually naturally do more than others. For some people, they are good networkers. Like, if they go for an event, best be sure that all the very top people at that event, they will get their contacts, they will keep in touch with those people. That's your competitive advantage. For some people, it can be more technical. Maybe they are very good at debugging if they are developers or they are programmers. For some other people, they can sing very well. But your strength and your talent doesn't necessarily have to be something traditional. Everybody thinks that talent is there's nothing beyond, or it's not beyond just singing, dancing. Like, this is 2024, everybody needs to wake up and realize, okay, what is that thing that they find easy to do? For some people, they can read a document and the little details that every other person missed, they would see it. So you need to realize your strengths, right? So when I realized that, okay, I am very good with speaking, I also am very good with people and relationships. I started looking into I also am very good with strategy and problem solving, right? So I started looking into management consulting. I looked into HR. I also looked into yeah, HR. So mind you, before that, I had been applying to Bank of America. I've been doing interviews with Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and I never got into any of those banks. I would just apply and do interview, and at the end of the day, I will not get in, right? So I then realized that, okay, yes, HR, I settled for HR, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do HR, but I don't think HR will make me the kind of money that I want to make in life. But guess what? When I was doing HR, some people still remember today. Today, I'm no longer doing HR, but some people still remember that I used to do HR. How? Every time I met someone new, I always told them that I'm interested in HR. I told all my friends that some people here, you are interested in probably product design, and you have already started looking into it. You have started taking courses, but none of your friends know. Your friends don't even know that you want to do product design. Can you imagine? The easiest way for you to start positioning yourself or building your personal brand is through your personal connections. If you want to become a virtual assistant and your friends don't know. Okay, so I read a story that there was a lady, I don't know the specifics of the story now because I can't remember, but let's say maybe she's a product designer, right? And she always wanted product design gigs and everything. And she had a friend who didn't know that. So one day, our friend's brother's company, they wanted like a product designer, and the pay was really good, the benefits was awesome. And so for weeks, the friend was looking for a product designer, and she was like, she needs a product designer. Eventually she found someone from somewhere, and later I came up in conversation, and she was like, finally I found a product designer now, they just onboarded the person today. And the friend is like, what do you mean? Like, and then she said, oh, I've been looking for a product designer for my brother's company, and the pay was so good, and I couldn't find anybody. And the friend was just like, I'm a product designer. And the other friend was like, but I didn't know, you didn't tell me, right? And that's what happens when you're doing something and your friends don't know. So the first step to positioning yourself, right, after finding what you want to do, even if you are not sure if that's what you want to do for a long term, you need to let people around you know that this is what you want to do, right? So I used to tell people, oh, I'm interested in HR. I reached out to HR professionals. I tried to familiarize myself with them. I was taking courses. I was doing everything I possibly could. But beyond doing everything I could, I was letting people know that I was doing everything I could, so that when opportunities come, I will be the first thing on people's mind. There are some people that when they say, okay, I'm going to mention some roles, try to think of the first people that come to your mind. You just know that those people, they've done well with their personal branding. Maybe software engineer, think about the person that comes to your mind. Community manager, think about the person that comes to your mind. Product manager, think about the person that comes to your mind. Like, for all these roles, somebody will come to your mind first, and that is a function of someone who has consistently committed themselves to telling people about what they do. That's the first step to positioning yourself and your personal brand. So fast forward to um 2021. Don't forget, in 2020, okay, in 2020, I realized that HR was not for me, and I started trying to do tech, right? And at first, I tried to code, but it wasn't really for me, so I didn't pursue that. And so I found product management. I started taking courses in product management. I was telling my friends that, yo, this is what I want to do. And in 2021, I started doing like product management full on, all these boot camps, and also taking courses, building my portfolio, yada yada. And then school came back on. I was still doing that too, together with, right? And then 2022, and don't forget, in 2021, I was doing my portfolio and I was actively involved in product management, but I didn't have a job yet. So 2022, OAU went on strike. I think it was 8 month strike. Can you believe it? That 8 month strike, the beginning of the strike, the day we realized the strike was going to happen, I just went on Twitter and I was like, okay, what's the meaning of this? I'm actually tired. Like, I can't do this anymore. I've been taking courses on product management, and I want an internship, paid or unpaid. And that was how I got my first internship. My CEO at the time reached out and was like, come and interview with us. I interviewed, and they put me on probation first month, and later I started working. Right? So here is where it gets interesting. And that was my first internship as a product manager, which was at Pay for Me, right? I'd worked at other places, but not as a product manager. So can you guys hear me? Can anyone hear me? Someone says they cannot hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So please, maybe you want to leave and join again. So I started as a product manager, and yeah, everything was going on well. And then one day I got a message from Flutterwave's HR saying that someone recommended me to work. Don't forget, I did not apply to Flutterwave. They just reached out to me to say that someone recommended me to work as a product manager. Now, here's where it gets interesting, where we are going to emphasize putting yourself out there and letting people know what you do. So like a year back, I think it was also 2020, 2021-ish. I'm not sure. But yeah, there was a time that Flutterwave put out applications for ambassadors, right? And I was one of the people that applied and got selected, right? So when I was doing the ambassadorship, during the time that the ambassadorship program, because it wasn't for a long time, but we did made a lot of money from the ambassadorship. So during the time that the ambassadorship program ended, right, there was there were some particular people who were staff of Flutterwave that were handling the ambassadorship program. So when the ambassadorship program was about to end, I reached out to them to keep in touch with them. And I would send them a message from time to time saying that, oh, I'm interested in interning with Flutterwave and things like that. No, actually, I didn't even say I was interested in interning with Flutterwave. I just used to reach out to them to have them in my connection, right? But guess what? Of like 5 people that I mentioned, only 2 people responded to me. They were the one that asked us to message them to keep in touch. They were the one that said keep in touch. But out of 5, only 2 people responded to me. And out of those 2 people, only one person would respond to me, like was responding to me well. The other person responded to me once and she never responded again. And so that one person I kept following up with it was a guy. He's a guy. So I kept following up with him and I was like, oh, I'm taking courses. At the time I was doing HR. Don't forget I was doing HR. So I told him, oh, I would like an internship in human resources at Flutterwave. I've been taking courses in HR and blah, blah, blah. So I'll give him progress reports. Progress report that sometimes he will not even respond. Like I usually update him like maybe once in 3 months. Sometimes once in 4 months, I would update him on my progress. And so when I started doing product management, I told him that, oh, I found out that HR is not really for me anymore. So I think I'm now doing product management and I've been taking these courses. I'm 80% done with this course. I'm 80, like I would tell him I'm this percentage closer to knowing more about this. I've learned this. Do you know that a lot of the times he will not respond to my messages? But I still kept updating him to let him know. And I never asked him for internship. And so when the HR at Flutter reached out and said somebody recommended me, I was shocked because I was like, I don't know. I mean, I knew somebody at Flutter, but that was how much like I wasn't putting it, I wasn't expecting it because in fact, like even the person that I used to update, I think I had already stopped updating him at some point because I mean, sometimes he won't respond to me, so I didn't think it meant anything. But later, and now we are friends, me and the guy, we are now friends, and he told me that um the fact that I used to tell him like product manager, he said he didn't pay attention to it up until one day. Don't Please mind you, this guy he doesn't work in product management department in Flutterwave. He works in compliance and legal. So he has a friend who works with HR who mentioned in a conversation that they are looking for a product management intern. And the first person that came to his own mind was me. And he was like, oh, I know someone, right? She's always talking about product management that she's taking courses. And that's how they reached out to me. And this is what I want to really say about putting yourself out there. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to keep telling people that you are a software engineer and you have done this, you have done that. Maybe because you're not yet making money with it, or you're not yet doing something. We see in this world that we are, especially in this age that young people are making a lot of money from tech and what have you. It's very easy to confuse things and get worried that, oh, if I'm not yet seeing results, there's no reason I should be putting myself out there because people would think I don't know what I'm doing or people would find me silly. But guess what? Putting yourself out there is what will actually get you to where you want to get to. So now I'm putting yourself out there. I've talked about making sure your friends and family know what you're doing. I've talked about connecting and networking with people in this space and letting them know what you're interested in and what you want to do. Now let's talk about social media. Right now, have you seen the way social media is changing people's lives? I, for one, it has changed my life. I mean, not in a groundbreaking way that maybe some people have experienced. You know, some people would have made posts that will go viral and then they'll get job offers from LinkedIn. I actually have never gotten a job offer from LinkedIn. Nobody has DM'd me to say, would like you to work with our company, like directly from LinkedIn. I haven't gotten, but I've gotten amazing opportunities from LinkedIn. Like speaking of I am a mentor for Tech for Dev. I don't know if you guys know Tech for Dev. Tech for Dev reached out to me on LinkedIn to say that, oh, somebody, and I hope you are taking the offer, but they kept reaching out to sales managers. And I looked at the other product managers when they were onboarding me. These people had 10 years of experience, 15 years, like some, the list was 5 years of experience. I was the lowest, I had the lowest experience among all of these people. These people were people that were working with Microsoft and this, and even at the time, I was no longer working with Flutterwave. I had already resigned my job at Flutterwave to go and further my studies, right, in Ghana at the time. So how, this is one of the ways that personal branding and putting yourself out there can really change your life. Don't be confused. Don't confuse things. People will tell you, oh, you're supposed to, when you start putting yourself out there, you get job offers. I've gotten 10,000 job offers from LinkedIn. Yes, people do that. It's amazing. But should that be your focus? No. Your focus should be on the long term. And so when you try to put a LinkedIn post up there, or you put a LinkedIn post and only 2 people liked your post, and you start giving up, it's like, they're not even liking my post. Don't forget that liking your post is not what your goal is. Your goal is building in public, letting people know what you're doing part-time. You think people are not watching, but people are actually watching, right? Some people are watching, like they may, even they themselves, they may not know that they are watching. It's just be one day somebody asks, oh, I need this, and they're like, oh, I always see one girl that is always posting one thing. I think you can reach out to her. And that's the way this world works. So about posting on LinkedIn, I should also say, we talk about LinkedIn a lot, but there are a bunch of other platforms where you can also build your personal brand. If you feel maybe LinkedIn is giving too much corporate vibes, people build personal brand on Twitter, people build personal brand on TikTok, on Instagram. Find which one works for you. There's even Substack. If you're someone that likes to write, you can consider LinkedIn, you can consider Substack or Medium. If you're someone that likes to, speak in videos, you can consider TikTok or Instagram. If you're someone that likes maybe just audio, you just want people to hear your voice, you don't want them to see your face, and you don't want to write, Spotify is there for you, right? Podcasts are there. So think about how you can give value to people, and that's what you need to think about when you're putting up your posts. So it's not just about saying, oh, today I took these courses and everything. Say that if you took a course in product management or in brand design, talk about the value that you got when you took the course. Oh, I didn't know that there was a way, they're like colors add meanings. I learned, did you know that yellow means this, red means that. I just found out from the course I'm taking. I've been pursuing a career, trying to pursue a career in this, and I've been taking this course, and here is what I've been learning. You can do a series. 10 days, take 10 days with me, or while I take this course, or blah blah blah, and share value. People want value. Somebody somewhere who has not even started their career at all, maybe in design or in brand design, they would pay attention to your post, even if it's one person, right? Don't forget that whatever it is you're doing, putting yourself out there is very important, right? Letting people know what you do, leveraging social media to connect, because right now I have some people in my network. I've never met them, but they've helped me, I have helped them. And these are people in high places, people in the United States. It doesn't mean that they are giving me money. I'm not getting any monetary value from some of them, even right now. But the social capital that they give me just by being in my network. Right now, there are some things that if I need, I can just reach out to these people to say, oh, hello, I need this. Could you point me in the direction of how to get this, right? And so I have a hard stop. I was supposed to be done in like 4 minutes ago. I have another meeting at 8 p.m. But this is all the things that I've talked about. I think that a lot of people say this every day. Like it's not anything new. You hear it every day. The difference between maybe myself and someone else would probably be that I am intentionally taking like active steps towards please give me a minute. I'm sorry, give me a minute, please. Let me tell someone that I will be late for that meeting. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. So the difference, I was saying that the difference between maybe someone that has like a good personal brand and all of that, and someone that doesn't, is just taking actions. It's very easy to, you see, there are some people that when they leave this call now, they'll be like, now I want to take my personal brand serious. So, but they will not actually make any actionable plans, right? What I want you to do is, first of all, think about how you think the best way you think you want to deliver value. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, I really advise LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, hmm, LinkedIn is a very good place, right, to start, because the way that you prepare content to share there or prepare posts is not as difficult as having to sit down, record a video or record an audio, edit. That's a lot. But with LinkedIn, you can literally just write, attach your picture, and put it there, put it out there, right? So I would say, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, create a LinkedIn account. There are a bunch of things you can do to make your LinkedIn look good. Put a banner picture, put a professional picture. Don't post picture that you are wearing face cap on LinkedIn. I've seen pictures of people that they will use Snapchat filter, the one with the flowers, and they put it as, my God. Don't do that, please. I beg you. Don't do that. Don't wear sunshades on LinkedIn. Like, it's LinkedIn. Even just by being there, you just know the aura is like everybody's trying to form serious. Like, just don't go there. And yes, you are cool, but be cool on Snapchat, not on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, people want to know what is in your head. Everybody wants to be serious. Everybody wants to sound smart and everything. But the good thing is, while everybody is doing that, yes, you can fit in to what the community on LinkedIn is doing, but you can still stand out. What I mean is that you don't have to. You see, I've seen some people's posts. I really, really would love for you to go to my post and read my posts. Like, again, what I said in the beginning, take your flowers, brag about yourself, and that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm not sorry. So read my post, you see that I don't say, like, I'm happy to announce. Yes, be happy to announce, but can you be creative? Can you, think outside the box? Can you tell a story? Let people know that it wasn't so easy for you to sit down, take a course, and finish the course. Let them know that you went through a lot to finish that course. Let them know that there was no lights, but you still put through. Like, I mean, I guess my only struggle on LinkedIn is sometimes I struggle with oversharing, because I don't want to overshare. I don't want to tell people what I ate for breakfast this morning. But at the same time, I want to let them know that, oh, after I had breakfast, I did this. But so I think that's something I personally am still struggling with. And don't think that even people that are on LinkedIn that are consistent and things, they struggle with consistency. So if after you posted, or maybe you are even already trying to post, you have posted maybe a few times, or you have showed up a few times and it gets tiring, it's okay. Take a break, rest. Like, it's not a competition. You are in a competition with yourself, not with anybody. So the competition should be, did I do better than the last time? Like, do I have people in my network, like, is my network richer than it used to be last year? There's some people, the friends that they've had since secondary school is the friends that they still have to today. I'm not saying you should throw your friends away. I'm just saying that the more the merrier. Like, the more people you have in your connection, the merrier. Like, this life is all about people. The more people you know, the better. And this does not mean that you are taking advantage of people, or when you go for events, you just go and be collecting everybody's number. When I go for events, I think there was a time in my life that when I go for an event, I thought, oh, we are networking. So I'll take people's contact a lot, and I will not even be able to follow up, because I will not even remember how many people I took their contact. But now that I know better, because there was a time I got overwhelmed and I just had to delete a lot of people's contact. Like, I was doing, if I don't remember where I met you, I delete your contact. If I've not spoken to you, like, if I don't remember where I met you, if I've not spoken to you, but I remember where I met you, I'll leave it there. But if I don't even remember who you are, but I have your name saved on my phone, I deleted it at the time. I think that was in 2022 or something. And now, when I go for any event, I just I reach out and connect. I try to do meaningful connections. I connect with people that I know that, okay, maybe they said something that stood out to me. Maybe I check their profile and I'm like, oh, I really like what you're doing. Like meaningful connection, be intentional about things. Intentional living is very important in everything that we are talking about. Anybody that wants to be successful, like anybody that wants to at least be able to see their life, see growth in their life. I'm a very big believer in like the concept of growth, and I love it so much. Like, but growth doesn't come by being complacent. Like it comes through intentionality. You have to, it's not easy to think about what to post. It's not even easy to take the course and say you want to tell people that you took the course without just saying, hey everyone, I'm happy to announce that I took the course. It's hard, but you have to be intentional about living and just doing things, connecting with people, putting yourself out there. All of this, I'm telling you that, is very, very difficult. But is it possible? Yes. How do you know it's possible? I am doing it. People like even Damilola is doing it. There are so many people. Go and look at them on LinkedIn or even Instagram. They are doing it. They are doing a lot of things, right? So I think take home from all of these conversations would be, sit down, identify what your strengths are. It's okay if you have not figured it out yet. Go on LinkedIn and let people know that you're still figuring it out. Like let them know. Let them know what you are doing while you are trying to figure it out. What are you trying out? Like things like that. Talk about it. Be as concise as possible. You don't have to tell your life story. Like you can even get started with saying, oh, I listened to Precious Talk, oh, and I decided that okay, I really want to take my life so seriously. So what am I doing? What have I done? I've written a plan to do this. Let them know what you're about to do so you can keep yourself accountable. So you can remember that I already posted on LinkedIn that this is what I want to do. I have to do it. And you can go back to say, welcome back. Oh, I said last week that I was going to do this. Here is progress updates. That's how to live intentionally. You can't just, you hear people say, what will be, what will be will not be. You have to make it be. Like, I'm already giving a lot of, it's already sounding like motivational speaker vibe, but it's just facts. Like, what will be will not be if you don't, like, if you don't do something, like, if you don't actually get your hands dirty to work. So with all these points that I have made, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. I hope. So I can take 2 to 3, 5 minutes for questions very quickly before I drop off. Thank you very much for listening to me. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Precious. That was a very, very, very wonderful session. Thank you very much, ma'am. Like, I had a lot written on my charts already, even though the network was giving me some unexpected vibes, but still, I was able to jot a lot of things. So we rolled out a form before, and some people dropped questions on it. But seems like the things they dropped question on self, you have not gotten to that part. So let's see if people from here have questions. Please, if you have questions, kindly signify in the chat box, please.
Maybe you can also maybe read one of the questions. I don't know. If peradventure, like because I mean time is limited, it's a lot that can be said, but I really, because of time. So maybe you can read one of the questions while we wait for anyone who has questions to leave them in the chat box. Maybe we can do that.
Okay. Okay, one of the questions says, is based on LinkedIn optimization.
Yes.
And what one of the questions says is that, how do you position yourself for job opportunities on LinkedIn?
Okay.
How do you position yourself for job opportunities on LinkedIn?
So perfect. So first of all, people will know that you can do something if you don't let them know that you can do it. It's not really about just stacking up work experience and putting it there and saying, I have done this, I have done that. You have to talk about what you're doing, right? And I said something there, a bunch of little tips about your profile picture, how to set up your LinkedIn page, put an about, maybe put country, or if you don't want them to know your country, just all of those things. And aside setting up your LinkedIn and talking about what you do, there's also reaching out to people, right, on LinkedIn. Connect with people, meaningful connections. People will accept your connection request when they go through your profile and they say, and they see is okay. But if you have face cap and you are really you're acting cool on LinkedIn, when they see your profile picture, I personally I don't usually accept, right? You can follow me, but I won't accept your connection request. So things like that. And if you know companies that you would like to work with, you can actually look for executives or people that are working in their HR department, or maybe some senior level executive. Reach out to them, like connect with them and reach out to them and pitch yourself. Say, oh, my name is this. I've gotten some opportunities just by reaching out to people to say, oh, hey, there's no shame in letting people know you need something. So reach out to them. So there are a bunch of other things, but I'm so sorry because of time. Those are the few things that I'll be able to mention. I hope that answered the question. Thank you very much. And so I have a question that says, can you get please on LinkedIn, my name is Precious Adeyemi. You can follow me on LinkedIn, and I will also leave because I'm not very active on what are they calling it, on WhatsApp. So I usually miss messages. I'm sure Dami Dami can tell you a lot about that. So that's also my Instagram, and you can send me a message on Instagram. That's my Instagram, that's my Twitter. You can send me a message on there. So yeah. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I am afraid I have to drop off now. I'm already 12 minutes late for my next call. And have a great day, everyone. Please, if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn, or whatever you choose. Have a great day, everyone. I wish you all the best. Bye.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Yeah.
So everybody, let's say thank you, Miss Precious. Let's type it in the chat box. Thank you, Miss Precious. Thank you, Miss Precious. Yeah, let's type. Thank you, Miss Precious. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we are 10 on this call. So I want to see more. Thank you. Wow, that was beautiful. Okay. So that's good. Thank you, everyone. So now moving on. Mr. Damilola, do you have anything to say? Mr. Damilola, I don't think he's on the call right now. Okay, so let's go. It doesn't end here, guys. So one of the things we are focused on in this community is we focus on accountability, because it is different to just get the knowledge and also work on it. So we are going to make sure everything you learn here, you also work on it. But before then, I would like to ask everybody right now, we have listened to personal branding strategies, how to start building your personal brand even as a student. So I would just love to ask, is there anyone here that is ready? Okay, right now you have listened to Miss Precious spoken, and right now you want to start building your personal brand. Let me know. Is there anyone here? Please signify in the chat box, please. Thank you. We are going to use more of the chat box. You've listened to Miss Precious spoken, and right now you want to start building your personal brand. Please signify it. Let me see you. Let me see you. Let me see you. Okay, beautiful. You want to start building your. Right now, what we are going to do is, we know a lot of you here, you are not in the community already. You are not part of the Noved Scholars Network already. So to become a part of the community, because all the accountability sessions is going to hold on the community. And one of the things we are going to focus on first for this week is that we are going to focus on everybody building and setting up their LinkedIn profile. Even if you are not doing anything yet, you could hear what she said. She said you can just let people know you are what? You are just starting life out. You are still in the journey of what? Figuring everything out. So you just this week we're going to make sure everybody sets up their LinkedIn profile, and that you also get started in pushing out what you can do and everything you know how to do best. And guys, one thing I know about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn, the internet generally, is a place that favors strength. Once you are able to show your strength to people, people are going to buy into it. That's what all these comedians, all these television stars that you see online, that's what they are doing to amass followers. All you two just need to do on the internet is go up there and show your strength. You know how to do something, just go there and let people know you can do this thing. You are just figuring life out. This is what you are doing at the moment. Just go out there and let people know what, let people know that you're doing that particular thing. So I believe everyone here, we are all on the webinar wait list. So this night, I'm going to send the form in for everyone to fill. If you are really passionate about your personal branding, you want to start building your personal branding today at this present moment, then you need to start by joining the community, because this week our major target is going to be everybody, whether you have a LinkedIn profile or you don't have a LinkedIn profile, everybody must get a LinkedIn profile. And it's not just a kind of profile that you build, like, because there are two type of people that are on the internet. There are the active and there are the inactive. There are some profile you get here, I know that no, this person is not active, this person is inactive. But any profile you are going to build, we are going to make sure you are going to build. We are going to make sure it is an active profile. So I'm going to send the link to the form. I'm going to send it to the community, to the group this night. So for everyone to fill. Please, any other question? If you have any question, please let us know. Any question? Jesus do sing, Dev, Grace, Joy, Lawal, Richard, Precious John, and this last person, your name is not showing, it's the name of your phone that is showing. Please, what's your name? The name of your phone is Xiaomi 240, something like that. Just put your name in the chat box. I want to know the name of everybody that is on this call, because you guys really stay true from the beginning to the end. So I must know everybody here. So even in case we have something for you, tell me that, okay, these are the people that were on the call. Please drop your name in the chat box. If you are the one using the Xiaomi 240 9BRN 2CA, please put your name in the chat box. I'm waiting. Oluwatoyin, right? Okay. Oluwatoyin. Wow, what a nice name. So Oluwatoyin, Joy, Debbie, Grace, Deb, Richard, Prominent, everybody. Thank you for joining the call tonight, and have a good night. So for everyone that is not on our group yet, that is not on the Noved Scholars Network group, I'm going to send the form out, please. The moment you fill it, I'm going to receive notification and add you to the group. And please, when you are filling, make sure you use your WhatsApp phone number so that it can be trackable. If you don't use your WhatsApp phone number when registering, it won't be easy for us to track you and put you into the group. So thank you very much for coming once again, and have a good night. Thank you, Debbie. Good night to you too, Grace.